Nothing striking me too crazy out of these numbers right here. Rent per month. No. Is Dublin that expensive? Hello, everybody, and welcome back to A Man Who Misses His Undented Lava Lamp. My name is Edinger, and today we're going to be looking more into how expensive a city London is, or hopefully, how not so expensive, because we're going to be comparing it to other cities around the world. So maybe some other cities are a lot more expensive than London. Let's hope, for my own sake, so I don't want to cry this entire video. We're looking at Edinburgh, up in jolly old Scotland, Dublin, in Ireland. We're looking at Stockholm, Sweden, Zurich, Switzerland. What about Paris? How about New York City, bringing it in for America? Which one of these will beat London? Hopefully all of them. Let's find out. Also, this video is sponsored by tea. Drink some tea. Oh, it's delicious. I actually changed to an opaque cup because I didn't want you guys to judge me. I think it's a bit weak today. Don't judge me. It's perfect. Just imagine... Imagine I'm drinking your exact tea that you like, okay? Milk kind of sugar. All right, so who's first up on the list? We're looking at New York City. Now, New York and London, I feel like, are always contesting. Whenever people are comparing the price of London, they're always talking about comparing it to New York. America's one of their most expensive. I think San Fran's always duking it out for New York, especially in terms of, like, what, property value? But either way, here we are. We're looking at the price of London and New York. In terms of restaurants, if you're going to an inexpensive restaurant, £15 for London, £17, or $22 versus $19.37. Wow, that's actually pretty fair. London's expensive, but I guess New York is more expensive for eating. All right, this is for me because I live in London, okay? I've saved myself $2 every meal. A McMeal at McDonald's. America is... Whoa! It's more expensive to get a McDonald's in America? Americans, you okay with that? This is your culture. This is my culture. I'm so sorry. Okay, but here we go. A domestic beer. £5 in London. £5.42? I just can't imagine beer costing more money outside of London. New York, you're making me feel really good about this decision. All right, I should have done Philadelphia as that's more of my city. My people, but I wanted to make sure we had some expensive U.S. city in here. How much does it cost for a cappuccino in London? £2.98. Whoa. Yet again, I'm just impressed that people are able to find coffee this cheap in London. A cappuccino. £3.80 for New York. Damn, I've drank that. That's tragic. Tragic. And I will say, coffee in New York, it's not that good. Like, as someone who quite enjoys coffee, you got Australia, and then you got London, and then, oh, this is Austria up there, but New York is... just a bit of filtered water in it. All right, milk, just a regular liter. We've got, it's basically the same price. Oh my God, what is this? Rice? You guys pay 228% more for a bag of rice in New York. That's wild. I just spit everywhere. I'm just so incredibly, what is wild? Also, for a loaf of fresh white bread, it is literally $3.81 in New York versus $1.35. And that's really accurate for London, at least. I know that I can get like a standard loaf of bread for like £1 in London. You go for the Hovis Hill, anything in Sainsbury's, Tesco, one of that, whatnot. £2.95. Whoa. They shopping at ShopRite? Go for that Acme mate. Chicken fillets. All right, £6 for London, £10. That's nearly double. New York. Jeez. I'm excited to get to the rent at this point. We're going a bit out of order. We started the other way around last time. What about the tomatoes? The legendary tomatoes. Nearly double. Okay, New York, I'm feeling really bad for you. If you get a bottle of wine as well, it's more expensive. How about transportation? You know, London's not got that bad of a transportation. We got £2.80, one-way ticket, £2.13. All right, it's a bit cheaper in New York. It's not that bad. That makes me feel a little better. Monthly pass in London is $150 versus $98. Let's be real, okay? If you have been to New York, the New York Metro is horrid. All right, the subway is just terrible. Gasoline, oh yeah, America definitely wins. If you're driving, which most Americans are going to save all that money. There you go. Utilities, looks like, wow, New York's saving a lot of money on the utilities. I mean, it is New York, you know. Pair of jeans. Whoa, what a savings. All right, you're saving 35% on a pair of jeans, Levi's. What about that summer dress? Oh, okay, same price for the summer dress. Buy the jeans in New York. Skimp out on the dress. Here we go. This is the bread and butter. The rent per month. We've got the city center is $1,700 for London versus $2,500. Oh my God. Is that a one bedroom? Oh my God. What about that 3 bedroom like we were looking at before? It's got a little bit more room. The city center, $3,000 in London versus. All right. If you do split that 3 ways though, it's still robbery. This is more about where I'm coming from here. We've got the apartment outside the city center is £2,000 in London, which means about 700, a little under £700 per person. That's not bad. In New York, it would be, oh my God, that's That's like £1,000 per person. For outside of the city center, I'll admit, New York, you're more expensive than London. You're making me feel much better about my living choice. In terms of buying property, it looks like New York is only marginally more expensive than London per square meter. London is still making me want to cry. I do just want to buy a house. And if we're talking salary, I mean, it looks like New Yorkers, that's propped up a bit by Wall Street, eh? I mean, I know Londoners got a lot of stuff going on, but come on, what is this? Average salary after tax is $4,000 a month? Spin it, man. You spins. All right, New York's made me feel a little bit better. We're moving on to Edinburgh, or as I like to call it, Edinburgh. So with Edinburgh, the meal in the inexpensive restaurant, same price as London. How's that feel, Scotland? How's that feel? Get that McMeal, it's the same price. There's probably not enough data points for this one. That's probably what it is. However, saving money on that cappuccino, just 10%, but that's worth it. That's worth it. You guys are saving even more than London on that bag of rice. £1 for a kilogram of rice. You guys are making a lot of curry, I hope, because that is a good saving. In terms of the transportation in Edinburgh, how's it handle? 3 times cheaper. Wow. 62% savings. Dang it, Edinburgh. That's a bit wild. Oh, yeah. How much does this beer cost? I am curious about the beer. Okay, you save £1 in Edinburgh. I guess that's an average because there's a lot of expensive places, but I swear, when I was in Edinburgh, they just give away alcohol. You go to like a club like Hive, and they're like, hey, any shot you want for £1. What? How do you make a profit? Utilities, roughly the same price. Wow, Edinburgh, really pretty give or take here. I guess it's going to really come down to how much it costs for the rent. A pair of jeans, a little bit more expensive. Summer dress, saving a little money. And here we go. City center. Oh, that's a 53% savings. All right, that's fair. That's fair. If you get one outside the center, another 50% savings. So I guess the negative is you got to invest in more winter clothes because it's cold up there. Just drink your woes away. I don't believe this drinking stat, though. They need more data points for this. Back me up on the Scotlanders. All right, Highlanders? I think that price is a bit too high landing. You know what I'm saying? We're moving on. Amsterdam. I've heard Amsterdam is pretty expensive, but I've also heard the opposite. It's a very small city. It's very hard to own property in the middle, I believe, but they try and make it so that only Dutch people can, in terms of like, you have to be living there. You can't just be an investor. I believe this is what I've been told. We now have the meal in an inexpensive restaurant, though, roughly the same price as London. We've got a lot more data here to work off of. We're looking at the draught of beer. I cannot pronounce that word. £4.58. So you're saving a little money on the beer. That's all right. Cappuccino, a little bit more, but you go to coffee shops in Amsterdam. You know what I'm talking about? Get that extra coffee, a little bit of that hit. Markets. We got the milk, roughly the same price. Loaf of bread, a little bit more expensive. Local cheese. Local cheese is putting you up 74% more. However, it costs that much more because it's Dutch cheese, okay? You're not just eating Lancashire or whatever the heck they got imported in. Oh, give me some of that crumbly Wensleydale. No, thank you. Have you ever had Wensleydale? All right, have you tried that? I'm going to be honest with me, okay? Wallace and Gromit, they're promoting this cheese. It's like a 3 out of 10. Let's see, a one-way ticket. So we're in Amsterdam. How much does it cost to get on the train? Ooh, public transport? More than London for once. That's nice to see. Monthly pass, though, you save a lot of money. So assumably they're like, guys, just get the monthly pass if you're a commuter. Tennis court rent. Yeah, you know, all the Dutch people renting tennis courts. That's what they do all the time. A pair of Levi's is an extra 29%. That is a bit much, I gotta say. Apartment, though, city center. That's really not as cheap as I thought it was going to be. £1,470 per month for one in the city center. What is it outside the city center if we're looking at the 3 bedrooms? $2,500. It's cheaper than London, yeah, 18%, but that's still not that much of a savings. Wow, I can understand why other Dutch people are like, we do not like Amsterdam that much. And if you're going to buy one, yeah, it's a lot cheaper than London to buy. Fair enough. Also, roughly same salary. Interesting. If we are moving on to Dublin, Ireland, top of the rent price to you, my darling. How many times can I get canceled from Ireland? So if you go to a restaurant in Ireland, you want to get a meal that's going to cost you a little bit less than London, so not too bad. A McMeal. I don't know why I always look at that, but it's more expensive. Does London just have really good prices for McMeals? Also, who calls them McMeals? I don't know. Cappuccino in Ireland's going to put you back a little bit more, but hey, they call it Irish coffee for a reason. Oh, raising some eyes. How's it feel to be robbed, Dublin? You're trying to buy some bananas, and it turns out not only is your city that name, but the price of bananas is near Dublin. What you got to pay in London. Moving on. What do we got? Oh, imported beer costs a lot of money more in Ireland than it does in London. But then again, it makes sense. Why would you drink anything but Guinness? All right. Looks like the price of transport a little bit more expensive than I was thinking it was. Still not as bad as London. Utilities, not that bad. Internet costs a lot more in Ireland. I don't think that's very fair. Nothing striking me too crazy out of these numbers right here. Rent per month. No. Is Dublin that expensive? You're trying to tell me If I want to get a 3-bedroom outside the city center of Dublin, it's going to be more money than London? What? Despite falling in world rankings, Dublin remains one of the most expensive European cities to live in. What? I don't think any Irish person has told me this. Is this like Ireland's secret? They're just trying to live their lives in Dublin, dealing with all the Londoners constantly faffing about, going, wow, wow, it's so expensive. And they're over here like, have you seen ours? I'm so sorry, Dublin. You got to deal with a lot up there. More expensive than London. That's the biggest surprise of this video so far. Oh my God. This is where I wish we could do polls still. I'd want to do a poll and be like, would you have expected this? No matter where you live. I would not have expected this. Tell me in the comments. And we don't have polls anymore, but we got that. Next up, Zurich, Switzerland. Now I've chosen Zurich because every time I've been to Switzerland, I felt like I had to sell my firstborn in order to get a cup of coffee. I remember buying a slice of pizza in the city center, and I kid you not, one slice of pizza cost me €8, all right? It was a bit of a robbery, okay? Especially because the pizza was not that good. No offense, big offense. You don't know pizza, but you know high prices. So this meal, inexpensive restaurant in London, £15, 21. Do you see this word? I don't know if this word doesn't translate to Swiss German, but it means inexpensive. What about the Mick meal? Oh my God. People in Zurich, Switzerland are paying more than double the price for McDonald's. I do remember that because I was just going to go to McDonald's to get a cheap meal because I didn't want to do anything too fancy. And then, cheap? I'm sorry. Do you know what that means in Swiss? Yeah. The German word for cheap is billig, but the Swiss Germans saw that and they went, bill? Big bill? Big bill? Bad jokes. All right, we're scrolling down. The cappuccino costs, oh my God, 43% more. A Coke/Pepsi is 160% more expensive in Zurich. £3.78. Oh my God. Also, when I said it cost €8, I totally meant €8 equivalent, okay? Cut me some slack. I forgot Switzerland's like the UK. They wanted their own currency. Milk. Not that much more. Oh, it's 43% more expensive, actually. Loaf of white bread, 124% more expensive. Oh my God. Eggs, 125%. Cheese, 200%. Chicken fillets. To get a kilo of chicken fillets in the UK, I know I can go to Sainsbury's and get like a pack for like £7 roughly. It says £6.16. That's fair. In Switzerland, £24 for a kilogram. How do you eat? How do you cook? I thought it was just gonna be one of those cities where like maybe it's really expensive to eat out, but it's cheaper to buy groceries. Like I'm pretty sure that's how most of my life was. A beef round costs what? I don't even know what a beef round is, but it's around a lot more than I thought it would be. Bananas, you're paying double. Oh, we got double on the onions. We got nearly triple on the lettuce heads. Oh, you're saving money on water. Yeah, sehr gesund. Yeah, very, very healthy there. Good job. Bottle of wine, though, you're getting ripped off. Oh, my God. It's even more for a pint in Zurich. Oh, my God. Bless all you Swiss people. Or rather not. You probably can afford it, you rich little... I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. I don't want to get listen, ich liebe deine Stadt. Moving on. We haven't even gotten to the rent yet. So maybe Zurich people are living for free and they're just saving a lot of money on rent. And that's why everything else costs money. The one-way ticket, local transport... Oh, even that's 33% more than London. How much is it for gas? A little bit more expensive than London. That's not so bad. Utilities, roughly the same price. That's not so bad. Pair of jeans? What? An extra 43% for a pair of Levi's. 36% extra for that summer dress. Oh my God. Okay, here we go. Rent. All right, you're saving 2.8%. Thank you, Zurich, for making me feel so much better about my choice to live in London. This is what I was hoping for in this video. Dublin surprised me, sure. But Zurich, it must have to do with this salaries and financing section, right? The average Londoner makes £2,782 per month. Whoa. Okay. Average Swiss person in Zurich earns £5,400 a month. That is almost double. All right, that's it. Damn, that's crazy. Can you guys imagine that purchasing power? That is wild. That means like Swiss people obviously spending so much money and everything, but they're making a lot. And then when they get to travel, they're just like spending that money out here. Wow. Next up is Stockholm. Now I chose Stockholm because I have been there once and I did find it quite a bit teuer, a little bit expensive. That wasn't Swedish. We looking at that inexpensive meal. Thank you. A little bit inexpensive. £11. You're saving a little bit of money. Everything looks pretty standard. Coke or Pepsi costs 40% more. They're trying to make you healthy in Sweden, I guess. Ooh, loaf of fresh bread, double the London price. 50% more for these fillets. Not getting good chickens up there. 80% more for the bananas. Ooh, why does lettuce cost so much money everywhere else? Londoners just get really cheap lettuce, I guess. Transportation, a little bit more expensive than London here. We've got the gasoline, a little bit more expensive, so nothing too crazy, it seems. None of these numbers are too bad. Ooh, basic utilities are... Whoa, how are you guys getting it that cheap there in Stockholm? Utilities just growing on trees over there. Utilitrees, they say. Looks like the clothing, not too much of a discrepancy. It's, less than 30% more. That's a lot still, I'd say. But rent, here we go. Saving 30%, saving 34%, saving 41%. Okay, so Stockholm is a lot cheaper than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be one of those expensive cities. They do make a little bit less than Londoners, so I think they have more purchasing power probably, but despite the fact that the rent is about 40% cheaper, I'd say. If we do look, this is so much more. They're spending a lot of money on everything else, it seems. Yike. Stockholm. I think you're getting the short end of the stick here. And lastly, the city of Parisians. We're going to Paris, folks. Who wants to go get a meal at an inexpensive place near the Eiffel Tower? You're going to save a little bit of money over London. A McMeal, you're going to spend a lot more. All right, they've got that weird French McDonald's in Paris. I don't think they really care about McDonald's that much. Coke or Pepsi, yet again, those healthy sugar taxes going to cost you a bit more over London. It will be interesting to compare not just from London, but from like America. I think that would be an interesting one for the future. Tell me if you like this style video, by the way. I thought this was pretty fun as an idea. We're not done yet. We're looking still in Paris. We've got the milk, roughly the same price. Nothing. Oh, local cheese. French cheese, I guess, is nice. So I guess it makes sense they're paying more. I feel like it costs more, but they export it, right? We should pay more for the cheese. They should get a discount. French people, talk to your politicians. I think it's time for another revolution. Make that cheese price go down. One-way tickets, local transport, saving that money. Oh, they're saving a lot of money here. Monthly pass, saving 54%. Gasoline, a little bit more expensive. Utilities, not that big of a savings, really. Not happening. Rent per month, this is really what I'm interested in here. We've got, £1,000 for a one bedroom in the city center. That's not bad. Also, right out, oh, that's sweet. That's a sweet spot. I can live alone for £777 in Paris. I think that's great. 37% savings over London. Paris, you're not doing so bad, I have to say. And I can, really afford that. That's only about £550 per person. Paris, you're looking pretty good despite being Paris. I'd probably look somewhere else in France. Anyway, it's quite interesting. I think definitely the biggest surprise here, 100%, is going to be Zurich being really expensive, but I think Dublin's the biggest surprise for me. Absolutely wild that you guys had to pay that much, and you're not complaining about it as much as you deserve. All right, Dublin deserves better. Hashtag Dublin deserves better. Hashtag stop canceling Evan. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Can you tell I put on the sign-off voice? That's when everyone stops watching. But you're still here, so hey, thanks for that. If you like this style, please subscribe to my channel. Help me out, bruh. If you can believe it, I make new videos every single Sunday, just like this. Also, for those of you that are still watching, I'm bringing the community videos back. My new camera is arriving very, very, very soon, and I'm going to be getting back into the swing of things. So thank you so much for your comments over the last month or two. Hopefully, we're bringing that back in the near future. Studio tour coming up. I'll see you guys on the next video next Sunday. Goodbye.